We have a group that we've kind of internally termed as laboratory. It's a group that kind of take on little ideas of material or a technique and kind of do a little research and just kind of study it a little bit more. And lately there have been a couple of people especially interested in fabric.
We're interested in using a familiar material in an unfamiliar way, and we were very inspired by the role of fabric in a camping trip, where fabric is in the clothes that we wear and protects us. It's in the sleeping bag that sort of shelters us from the elements, and it's also in the tent that encloses us. So there's this big spectrum from our skin to the space around us that's all connected through fabric. As we control the built environment more and more, we are also disconnecting from the natural environment more and more. And we sort of found this opportunity to use fabric to explore more how this connection can happen and how we can also be protected from the environment at the same time.
You know, besides just really kind of playing with fabric and exploring it more and learning more about it, it's really about connecting with the design community here. Bora has a history of doing a lot of these sort of side projects, design initiatives on our own, and so we've been looking for an opportunity for Design Week to do it again.
We sort of looked into the office and found what the passions were in laboratory, and we looked out into the Portland universe, and lo and behold, there was a lot of other designers that had similar interests and passions.
This particular sort of project didn't really gel until Kareem, our marketing coordinator, met up with CCD just in an event, and they really kind of talked about what we've been thinking about fabric, and obviously they're fabric experts.
We are a design firm that specializes in active, outdoor, innovative and technical apparel. The idea that we could partner with the exceptional team at Bora to work from a fabric standpoint, architecturally, both with the body and the experience of the individuals who will be experiencing the space and the wearables, really lives at the heart of what we believe in.
Bora asked us to come to them with what we envisioned as the wearables for this project. So the only real outline we had from them was obviously their overarching theme. So it gave us total freedom to explore with different materials, bring in the different designers that we're collaborating with. So these are things we don't necessarily get to do normally on a day-to-day basis. So it was really exciting.
So when we first were meeting with CCD as a partner, they helped introduce us to IFAI. Who then helped introduce us to Rainier. So we sort of followed this thread of, one potential partner introducing us to a larger, more international partner, who then introduced us to even, a larger company. And in the end, we ended up with some of the best experts we could possibly hope to have on this project.
Fabric as a building material sort of has this ability to transcend the wall, the ceiling, and the floor, and integrates these different components through this one architectural tectonic. We were sort of looking for a way to tie immersion technologies and fabric together, and to do that we used minimal surfaces as a generative design tool. Minimal surfaces are surfaces that cover a maximum amount of space with a minimum amount of surface area. There are surfaces that are readily found in nature. A good example for them would be soap bubbles, but they were not computable before calculus, and the tools to use them in design were not available until just recently.
So right now we are adjusting some of our seams because we've done all this smocking, and in order to do the smocking we have to make the pattern pieces larger than what they would be if there were none.
A lot of this was discovery for us, and we did have a lot of in-house talent. Our team is very skilled, but at the same time there was a lot of things that we just didn't know, and we needed more expertise to sort of inform us on how we can optimize our strategies and how we can get the results that we're looking for. A lot of times we didn't even know what we were missing. And so for that, it was really great to work with other experts that we met through this process and to actually bring their experience and knowledge into the process.
I was just impressed with how far they were on their own, not being a fabric architecture firm, that they had a cool and interesting design. They had a good bit of the shaping worked out, but I worked with them a lot with patterning and how to work their pattern right to really help the smoothness and consistency and buildability.
So we're looking at the digital model of the fabric installation. You can see that it's in all different colors, and those colors are the chunks we have been making in each of our sessions. Today we've been taking all those chunks and combining them into one big piece, which is exciting. On the ground you see those pieces taken in the same colors, so we've got the dark green on the structure. You can see that flattened out here, kind of sitting on the ground. You can also see the cut lines for the slicing, and you can see smock lines that were our guidelines for smocking over here on the blue. The last thing in this file is sort of guidelines for fabrication. So we've got points that are showing where our loops are going. We've got letters marking the corners. And then off to the side, we've got all the steps it took to take those patterns and make them into a real file for Rainier to go ahead and cut out the pieces for us with all the different markings.
Our company's area of focus with the Design Week Portland project with Bora is really at the heart of what we believe in, as a part of the passion for the energy that really drives what we do.
Obviously, we want to tie into the Bora theme. The wearables have to have that comfort aspect of it. So for example, one of the fabrics we're working with is this merino wool that's from Oregon, and this is in its natural raw state, and this is actually hand knitted.
We've also been able to integrate some of the individuals and creatives and makers in the space here in Portland that really inspire us so much.
Just really wanted to kind of prompt some conversation. You know, we are really rooted in Portland, and doing something like this, a bigger project that, you know, gets us to talk about it with other people, I think has been a really fun and enjoyable part of it, and I think important for us to do as being sort of supporting this community.
They're just very dynamic, very young, articulate designers, and we're learning as much from them, I think, as they're learning about the wearables from us.
I think it was really amazing to see just all the enthusiasm out there and just meet other design backgrounds that were solving similar problems but in different ways.